It's senior day here on the campus of Youngstown State University as the Penguins take on the Detroit Mercy Titans for the final home game of the season inside the Watson and Tressel training site. Hello everyone, I'm John Ostapowicz alongside my colleague Dylan Lux. The Penguins look to snap a 5-game losing streak with their most recent loss coming from Central Michigan 13-8 on the road. YSU is also in search of its first conference win since April 22nd, 2023, which was against Detroit Mercy 20-8. Over the last 5 games, Youngstown State's defense has allowed 77 goals in the back of the cage. However, for the Titans, they look to end a 2-game skid after a 19-11 decision to Robert Morris. Detroit Mercy hopes to stay alive in the Mid-American Conference standings to reach the postseason tournament for the second consecutive time with a win here today. And Dylan, of course, it's a pleasure to be broadcasting alongside you here on a warm Saturday afternoon slate of action in Youngstown, Ohio. And of course, both teams know each other very well.
Absolutely, John. This is the 7th meeting all time between these teams. 6 meetings before today. They do know each other very well. YSU leads the series 4-2, but last season UDM won the lone matchup with a 13-8 win March 24th, 2024 in Detroit, Michigan. Again, Detroit Mercy got something to play for here today for the postseason, but YSU, they're playing for pride. Not going to go down easy.
Well, you saw right there the conference standings flashing on your screen. Akron has the #1 seed, but conference bout underway. 3 keys can make the difference in today's matchup. Dylan, would you like to elaborate on today's keys for the final time?
Absolutely, John, and the defenses today look eerily similar. 169 goals allowed for UDM and 162 allowed for YSU. Both have faced nearly 400 shots on the season and around 70% for both teams of opponents scoring. So a lot of goals finding their way to the back of the cage. Both these teams are going to have to step up defensively. YSU's dynamic offense has been good this year, but they've had some shaky stretches, especially in last game's matchup against Central Michigan. Only put up 8 goals with this high-powered offense. They've had 168 total goals this season, 121 unassisted, 47 assists on the season, a lot of them coming from Lena Cox, and 49 free position goals, 58% accuracy, so they know how to put it up when they get to those opportunities. And as for the goalies, UDM's Meredith Lavelle has been great this year. Top 3 in the Mid-American Conference, 45.7% save percentage. She's faced nearly 400 shots, and she's done well with being in the back of the cage. YSU, though, they've got 3 names on that ballot. Liz Amos, Kara Gertz, and Brooke Harper, all sitting right around 40% save percentage, so they're going to need somebody to step up today, either defensively or in cage.
We saw the opening draw control there go in the favor of Youngstown State University. They've proven here that they've been able to win some of these draw controls down the stretch, but again, allowing 77 goals over the past 5 games is not a recipe for success, so you're going to look for this defense here to try and lock down, especially going the other way, but Detroit Mercy here, 2-game skid for them. They're looking to find the right way. Youngstown State going inside. He has no lane to go, gets it back to Lena Cox, and again, they're going to elect to just pass it inside, and Youngstown State will strike first here. And what a play, just inside Lena Cox. And
one of the more premier scorers on this team, Brooke Peck, gets the Penguins on the board. She's been spectacular this season, and that continues here today with this sophomore standout.
Again, you saw it right there, assisted by Gwen Bogash, and she just knows. And that is her goal number 22 for Brooke Peck.
Another spectacular season. And another one of those sophomores that just stepped up this season. You know, Coach Rob Harris knew what talent he had on this roster, and Brooke Peck's in for a big season next season as well. So, great year for her, and she's proven herself throughout this long season.
And for Youngstown State, we've seen it a lot throughout the season. They like to strike first. It's all about running the clock down as much as they can. But, again, the draw controls is really where this offense starts to really come to life. Grace Rund here, going to try and field this over UDM. I'll try to go for it there. Youngstown State will get it after a little intervention there. Detroit Mercy looked like they had it, but
those are going to be 2 early opportunities for Youngstown State to put the ball in the back of the cage.
And again, it's senior day, and you can just feel the energy in here inside the Watts. Just everyone's playing with a lot of confidence here as well. And Detroit Mercy, this offense is looking to get going here, but they haven't had the opportunities here. Try not to fall 2-0 in the early going here on the first quarter.
Yeah, we're looking at Coosdale and Sheridan's last game at Youngstown State University. Well, here on the campus of Youngstown State University. 2 great careers. Seen a lot of ups and downs with this team, so they've been good senior leaders for this group of girls, and they'll surely be missed next season.
And the yellow card on Maddie Cam, the senior for the Titans there.
And that was good defense by Lavelle to make sure this stays at 1-0. Youngstown State does have a player up, so we'll see if they can cause a turnover and possibly get themselves another goal, and a foul's called.
And Youngstown State, they're just playing with confidence going in, trying to make disruptions. There's one of these teams that know how to cause turnovers. You've seen them all season long, 127 total caused turnovers, mainly due in part to Tori Bustamante, top 15 in the NCAA in caused turnovers per game. Look for her here, especially Youngstown State, looking for their first conference win of the season. And of course, it's going to be a very strong effort from this defensive end. Detroit Mercy looking for the equalizer here in the first early going, but haven't had really any opportunities here.
Yeah, this is the first of their opportunities, John. Not a whole lot of open space that the Gwins are giving them. And you said it earlier that this Gwins team has a lot of energy today. They're playing fast and aggressive. There's nothing more dangerous than a team that has nothing to lose.
That was Sophia Schwab on the far side.
Nice
going in here trying to elect for it. Brooke Harper there. Strong defensive effort by her. She's had a little bit of bright spots as well as struggles, but great play by her. Youngstown State loses it, though, trying to scoop up the ground ball in on it.
Yeah, that was a risky pass there by Harper. Just kind of put it into a bad situation. Youngstown State did recover with the foul. And they've got about 60 seconds to go before Detroit Mercy is at full strength.
Lena Cox. Now you can also see Mary Gasper for Youngstown State scored that goal, her first one of the season and her career against George Washington. And ever since then, she has really fit into this lineup very nicely. Youngstown State inside absorbs the contact as well. And guess who it is? None other than Ava Kreitzer for Youngstown State.
Another spectacular run to end the season. She had nearly a 10-game run with multiple goals scored in a row. And that's, I believe, if there is an and one in lacrosse, or there isn't, but that's as close as you could get to one. A great goal, as you said, John, absorbing that contact, still finding the back of the net, keeping the control of the stick, and getting the Gwins up 2-0 here early.
Well, you've seen that alley-oop here and every single time we call games here in the Watts. It's just that connection between Cox and really Kreitzer, who just goes to work there. 5'11" frame. We talk about Lena Cox's small stature at 4'11" as well, and those two just match up very well.
Chris Paul to Victor Wembanyama.
Every time,
that's
absolutely.
The matchup, every time.
So Youngstown State now goes 2-0.
And you can see the energy, John, that Youngstown State's coming out with today. I mean, as I said, there's nothing scarier than a team that has nothing to lose. They're coming out here, playing aggressive, putting everything on the line. And if they can take Detroit Mercy out of this playoff race, why not, right?
Well, you talk about it. It's all about the winner of the spoils, right? If you're able to go in there and disrupt really playoff seeding, that makes you feel better as well to get a win here. Final home game, as well as senior day to celebrate that. Youngstown State's playing with a lot of confidence inside. Grace Run there. Foul will be called, so that will not count either way.
I believe that was an offensive foul of some sort.
It's like offsides if you thought about it. Maybe just a little bit too inside of the crease. Not a lot of separation. But
definitely. And you can see Detroit Mercy almost not playing scared, but just a little flustered at the beginning here. A couple of bad passes, not a whole lot of ball control. And we'll see if that improves as this game goes on. Of course, we're still in the first 5 minutes here inside the Watts, so a lot of game left to go.
Absolutely. You still got 3 more quarters at the end of the day here, but look for Detroit Mercy's really their top goal scorers to try and get involved here. But this defense for Youngstown State, the game plan is eliminate Libby Kuckler, one of those players who has 24 goals, 12 assists, 36 points, is tied for tied for the lead in goals as well as points. And There it is for Detroit Mercy there, just as we were talking about it. As they go again, they cut that goose egg off the board. Just watch that assist again, and she just cuts in there. Libby Kuckler, as I really said it, went in now and got her 25th goal of the season. Now,
speak her name and she shall appear, John. Yeah, leading the Titans in goals this season, and just stretching out that lead from the rest of the squad. Cuts that lead in half. 10 minutes to go in the first.
And Maddie Cam will get her 16th assist on the season as well. And one of those players who really this team itself relies on assists. 56 now total assists compared to 69 for opponents. They really know how to find those lanes and really utilize their players. Grace Run tries and scoops up the ground ball there on the draw control. Nobody can still corral it there, but again, it'll be called for Detroit Mercy there.
Yeah, YSU just got a little too aggressive, and one of the UDM players ended up on the turf.
A nice physical play there by Youngstown's defense. Try to intercept the pass, and there it is. Nice way to go here for Youngstown State. Tori Bustamante was in there, the sophomore midfielder.
One of the better defenders in the nation, and she proved it right there.
She's really been one of those key pieces on this defensive end, and it has showed bright spots. Sometimes it collapsed towards the later half, but it's all about playing together as a unit. You can see already Lena Cox just setting the pace, really one of those really precision passers, very accurate in the field vision.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see when she gets the ball, she's scanning, surveying, making sure she finds the right target. Nice play by Benzinger, just a little wide.
Yeah, when you look at that again, Benzinger is really one of those players who knows how to utilize her stick, her movement, could beat out defenders with her speed. But
Brooke Peck's another one of those players as well, just knows how to move the stick.
Nice ground ball pick up there by Lena Cox.
Near turnover, but Lena Cox able to recover.
All two defenders there for Detroit Mercy.
Just under 30 on the shot clock. They've got time, but they do need to figure out where they want to go with it.
Grace Run gets it to the far side to Bogish.
Now Lena Cox surveying again, trying to find her teammate.
Cox now far side.
There's going to be a hold here on Detroit Mercy.
Looks like a yellow card as well. We'll see, but free position shot nonetheless.
Another one of those sophomores, Gwen Bogash. See if she can take advantage of this free position.
Gwen Bogash here looking for it, but a nice save there by Lavelle.
Nearly 50% save percentage on the year. It's going to be tough to get those by her. Nice save by Lavelle.
One of the best in the Mid-American Conference. You can see her today really stepping up in a big way, although let up 2 goals here early on. That's okay. It's all about coming back.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're letting up 2 goals, that's fine. It's just a matter of, can you continue that? 4 shots on goal for Youngstown State, so still 50% save percentage for Lavelle.
And it's really been these cause turnovers and these ground balls as well. Youngstown State has 2 of them, as well as it's the draw controls too. Youngstown State leads 3-1. They're really trying to flip the script, and all the games that they have really lost has really been from losing those draw controls. Started out maybe not winning them as much, and those offenses in the Mid-American Conference, they can go in and score, and when you're giving up 77 goals, that shows you that they really know how to strike if you let them. And see here Youngstown State doing a great job on the defensive side. There's the play there, Youngstown State. You can hear them celebrating as that one will go in their favor yet again.
Guess who, John?
Sammy Drew.
She's going to try to get the Gwins up 3-1 yet again by 2 goals. We'll see.
The freshman midfielder, Sammy Drew, a little bit too far side, but reinforcements comes in, and why not just like that, Mary Gasper. 2nd goal of her career ever since that George Washington game. She has really found herself in this offensive lineup, and why not Mary Gasper?
What a recovery. I mean, the ball gets so high. Doesn't matter. She's able to recover and put the bag in the net.
Youngstown State leads 3-1. We'll be back here only on the Penguin Sports Network. Three different goal scorers for YSU leads to a 3-1 advantage here in the early going of the first quarter. And Dylan, so far, what have you seen for these Penguins here this afternoon?
I've seen a lot of confidence, John. I mean, they're playing aggressive, they're playing well, they're playing together as a team. And like I said, they're playing with nothing to lose, and I think that's what's led to a lot of those confident shots and confident defensive plays. I mean, they are one of the highest fouling teams in the country, as we talked about, and they've still done that today, but they've played aggressive enough without fouling, and they've found themselves up by 2 goals early going.
Dylan, it really makes you think, too. You talk about it, 275 fouls coming into today. One of the worst teams in foul trouble. When you look at it, Oregon is number 1 with over 313 total fouls. But if you really look at it, it makes you wonder what this team would really look like record-wise if they were able to minimize the fouls. They've really given up a lot of crucial scenarios. You look at Duquesne, some of those one against Lindenwood, where those fouls have really turned the tide, and this record would really look a lot different. But today it's all about building on your mistakes. You've seen it here in Detroit Mercy as well. They're just trying to really minimize this offense that knows how to score.
Well, Detroit Mercy, like we said, got something to play for. I mean, they're still looking at a playoff spot and an opportunity to go to the NCAA tournament. Youngstown State unfortunately lost that opportunity with their loss last week to Central Michigan, but now is the time to play through your strengths and learn a lot more about this team. I mean, it's late in the season, but you've still got next season to go, a lot of young talent. And there's one of those young talents right there, John.
And there it is, Ava Kreitzer for Youngstown State. A nice little assist pass, and you can just see how fired up this team is as they go up 4-1, 3-goal advantage here. Just fought the contact. You can see Angelina Hook, the defender for Detroit Mercy, just tried to stop her. Only at 5'7", I mean, that's tough to try and really stop that almost 6-foot frame of Kreitzer.
Yes,
it's tough.
That 5'11" frame is definitely tough to stop on defense. And Ava Kreitzer proved it right there. She's got her 2nd goal on the day. So another game for her with multiple goals. She's been great this season. Grotenthaler with the assist. Youngstown State, you can see after every goal, they're dancing, having fun out there. And I think that's one thing that Youngstown State is doing differently today. They're not playing with a lot of pressure on their shoulders. I mean, all season, you go from an 0-16 record, you've got a lot of pressure on you. I mean, expectations aren't really high necessarily, but you definitely don't want to continue the program's downfall with 0-16 records again. So 5 wins this year. They've probably exceeded expectations, but of course no playoffs this year, but still got a lot to still got a lot to look back on and understand. You know, it's been a good season in many aspects. And Youngstown State now just out there having fun. And another great defensive play. I believe that was Bustamante once again. One of the better defenders in the nation, improving it again. Just playing, just having fun, John.
Well, Dylan, you're absolutely right, but for Detroit Mercy, it has really been the lackadaisical play here so far. It's just Youngstown State causing turnovers, and for the Titans, it's just not cradling your stick. They've been able to come in, Penguins causing the turnovers, and really just having a tough outing here. It makes you wonder here in the second quarter. Again, you get your feet wet a little bit in the first, and all about coaching here from here on out. Lena Cox now far side, has nowhere to go. Defender one-on-one working, finding the lane. There it is there on the far side to Rund. And now this is where YSU will go to work. Rund again, can try and cut inside, but foul called, but that will still go in the favor here of YSU. Rund will have a free position opportunity.
I wonder if there was a bit of underestimation coming into this game, John. I mean, you're coming into a game, you're 2-2 in the conference, still in solid position to go make the tournament against a team that's eliminated. You think, well, they're probably not going to try that much, but here they are giving everything they have because it still means something to them.
Grace Rund again elects to go short, gets it to Grotenthaler, top scorer here for Youngstown State, goes inside, and there it is for Youngstown State. What a play.
And Brooke Peck's going to get her second goal of the day. Just one of those sophomore phenoms for this Youngstown State team, and a great pass by Grotenthaler. And John, something different you're noticing today? A couple of assisted goals already. This is different from Youngstown State. Under half of their goals are assisted, and they've done well today, putting a lot of goals on the board off of teammates' passes.
Though almost all of their goals are assisted. It's 4-1 right now. It's all about taking a team's strengths, especially with Detroit Mercy. They really took their playbook and mirrored it. This is a team, again, the Titans, they love to get the assist lanes going. They only have one assist here today, but only one goal to show for it. They've eliminated the lanes. This is where the Titans flourish, and if you don't have that look, you can't really capitalize on your offensive playbook. Youngstown State said, watch me do what you do all season long. 5-1 is where it stands, 4:45 in the first quarter. Offense here, clicking for the Penguins.
What you can do, I can do better. We talked about it pregame, John. Almost 70 assists coming into this game for Detroit Mercy allowed in the game, and I think Rob Harris knew that. I think when he talked to his team before this game, he said, listen, we don't end up with a lot of assists on the scoreboard, but if they're going to give us the lanes, we're going to take them, and that's exactly what they're doing, and it's working well. 5-1 early on for the Penguins. Brooke Peck looking for her hat trick in the first quarter, John.
And just what a season it's been, especially for the Penguins. Here's wide open opportunity, but again, Lavelle coming up strong here.
That was an incredible move by Benzinger, but an even better save by Meredith Lavelle.
One for the Titans, they really needed that there. Youngstown State would have went up here 6-1 and lost it there. Youngstown State trying to scoop it up here. Lost it underneath.
Bad pass. Able to recover that ground ball, but yeah, just a lot of lackadaisical play. I mean, not a whole lot of confidence coming from this Detroit Mercy squad. And, of course, long game to go. This is far from over, but if Detroit Mercy wants to make the comeback, they're just going to have to start playing a lot more steady, a lot more solid.
And you saw right there Katie Baello for Detroit Mercy just trying to do as much as she could there with the ground ball pickup. Foul there on Mia Stahl for Youngstown State. It's the move here for Detroit Mercy. Got in a little sticky situation there.
And that looks like it's going to be a free position opportunity for them. Another foul for Youngstown State in enemy territory. Something they've been way too accustomed to this season.
And here's Alyssa Jarvis now for the Titans. One of these team captains for this team and one of these really strong players. 24 goals. She's trying here to get tied up with Libby Kuckler, who took the advantage. Oh, and she got it here for Youngstown State. It was all about Brooke Harper stepping up. And she did. You can see her fired up here.
That was a nice play. Yeah, you saw just a little bit there. You saw a little bit of fire in her. Yes. And that was a nice save. Keep this advantage at 4 goals. And Youngstown State now another opportunity to extend that lead. A lot of confidence on this team right now, John.
Yeah, and for Alyssa Jarvis, again, she's one of those players who does not miss that much. She's one of the most accurate here on the team when it comes shots on goal, and she just missed it there. But that was, again, a great play by the goalie. Hit the deck there hard. Detroit Mercy now going the other way. Open lane, wide open. Tori Bustamante to beat. And again, the wide open lanes trying to get defenders back. Inside, looking to cut, falls down. Looking for the foul here.
And they are going to give it to her, I believe. Tough defense there by Youngstown State. That was a good transition defense, though. I mean, didn't allow any goal and got enough defenders back to at least cause a tough shot.
And here's Libby Kuckler now for the Titans. She already has one goal already for the Titans. She's looking for another one here by her lonesome. Free position shot after the hard foul.
This is a dangerous situation for Brooke Harper, and they elect to pull it out. I'm surprised to see that one, your top goal scorer, not taking the free position opportunity.
Well, you saw right there, it was just the defense that came in there. Jenna Cook was in there early on, and she just found that lane, and Kuckler had nowhere to go, so next to go back, and one of her teammates will make the play. But here it is again, a little deja vu moment.
I believe this time it's Jada Jensen.
And it is Jensen. She loses it, though. Detroit Mercy tried and went back, but that will still stay in play. Looks like it went over the X a little bit, but nonetheless still stays in there. Jarvis tried to go in there.
It's going to be an offensive foul. Just got too aggressive on the offense, trying to split the double team, and sure enough, it's going to end up in Gwynn's hands.
And Jarvis there with a turnover, and again, just these crucial turnovers again, but ground ball pickup there by Detroit Mercy, but still going the way for the Penguins here. Again, a lot of turnovers for Detroit Mercy here.
And that's one thing that YSU can do. First in the MAC and cause turnovers at 127. They know how to get the ball from you, forcibly, might I add.
And that's okay. You have to play to your strengths, especially Detroit Mercy. This is very uncharacteristic of them, especially here in the first quarter. They're a team, again, who's very smart, methodical, and you've seen it already, just this defense stepping up in a big way. And, you know, you really look at it in MAC play. If they were really playing like this all season long, that script would really be flipped here.
And, John, there's a lot of what-ifs. Every season in any sport, there's a lot of what-ifs. What if the defense stepped up? What if we won more draw controls in crucial moments? It's not about that now. It's about putting your best foot forward. Great save there by Lavelle. Just nonchalant save. But as I was saying, no regrets to this point of the season. Of course, you missed the tournament this year, but that doesn't say you will next year. All you can do is improve on what you didn't this season. Another great save by Brooke Harper.
The goalies are playing here at a high level. It doesn't matter if it's Brooke Harper or Lavelle. Dylan, you covered it just a little bit in the opening monologue of the first quarter. It's really going to be a battle of the goalies. And really this offense, who's been able to put up 5 goals here for Youngstown State. And already as the clock strikes down here.
Lena Cox might be able
trying
to
get a quick score. She does! The final seconds of the first quarter. Lena Cox puts the exclamation mark on the first quarter here. And as the numbers go to 0, Lena Cox, why not? It doesn't matter if the quarter's over. We'll put another one on. Why not 6-1? And just with that exclamation mark, we'll be right back here to start the second quarter. And after that house call there by Lena Cox, 6-1 is where it stands here at the end of the first quarter, heading in to the second. Dylan, we have ourselves a game here in Youngstown, Ohio. What have you seen here so far, whether it be from YSU or UDM?
Well, I guess I'll start with UDM. I think there was definitely some underestimation coming to this game. A team that's eliminated from playoff contention. You have a solid playoff spot with a win. You're nearly clinched, not quite, but you're right there in the running with a win here today. And Youngstown State, obviously, you don't think you have anything to play for, but it's senior day. The fans here are riled up. They want to win, and so does the Penguins. I mean, they have played with a lot of confidence here today. They've been trying stuff out, and it's been working. They've been assisting on goals, running in transition. It's been working. Whatever they're doing today is working. It seems like they can't miss. They're putting up shots from 30 feet out. It don't matter, John. They're putting it in the back of the net, and it's got them to a 5-goal advantage early in this one.
We talk about some of the key statistical numbers here in the first. 10 shots on goal for YSU, only 4 and 1 goal to show for it for the Titans, as well as the free position shots and opportunities. 2 for 2, both teams here tied up. 6-1 though here in the second quarter. Detroit Mercy here looking to find some answers.
I'll tell you one answer they need to find would probably be in draw controls. I mean, it's Youngstown State's had the advantage in that most of the game. They've seen success in draw controls, and it's generated a lot of offense.
Well, it's really been the difference maker, especially the early part, especially over the last 5 games. They've struggled in that category. Now they've flipped that script. They have 6 total draw controls here this afternoon, and they have looked very good here, especially in the first. But still, the rest of the second and third and fourth to play, so anything is still possible. The Titans could mount a comeback.
Absolutely, and I expect one. I mean, UDM is a very solid team, 2-2 in the MAC. They're right there in the running in the tournament. They should see a comeback today, but if Youngstown State keeps playing like this, I don't really see how they lose this game.
And there it is. Dylan, you mean playing like that? Especially a team who's playing at a confident level. And just like that, Mia Uris for Youngstown State just over the defenders and right behind Lavelle.
Yes, that was a great goal. Just kind of gave a little bit of a jump stop to get the defender to go by and found the right side of the goal past Lavelle. 7-1. What are we watching here, John?
Feels like we're watching basketball a little bit. You saw the juke move by Uris, little stutter step back, and she just found that good opportunity. And Lavelle, you saw her stop. She thought she went under, but it went right over her. But there it is. You talk about the growing pains, especially for Detroit Mercy. You've seen it right there, but they're really looking to find that answer, and so far they haven't been able to figure out.
I think it starts right here at the 50, John. This is where the answers begin. If you can start evening out the draw controls, give yourself more offensive possessions, I think it's going to lead to a lot more help for your team. And we'll see right here. Youngstown State wins another. They just have the game plan drilled into their heads right now. They know exactly what they need to do to get a win. And their last time winning in the MAC, John, against Detroit Mercy. So they know what they need to do here today, and they've been executing that game plan to a T. Rob Harris knew what to do coming into this game. He knew what to draw up, and it's worked like a charm.
Well, it really makes you sit here and scratch your head as well. Alyssa Jarvis here trying to get those draw controls, and she leads the team with 48. And here today, only having 1 is very uncommon for her, who's really one of these key players. Again, team captain. She knows how to win those draw controls today, and just having a tough day, really a tough game here in Youngstown, Ohio.
And it's a very bad time to have a tough game. Right at the playoff push, you want to make that top 4 bracket in the MAC. It's a bad time to have a poor game with draw controls. As Brooke Peck going to try to get her hat trick, and she does.
And she gets it just like that. Dylan, you mentioned it. She almost had it in the first quarter, but that's okay. We'll move it into the second quarter. And Brooke Peck for Youngstown State just watched the free position opportunity, and Lavelle just caught off guard and nowhere to go.
Can't watch Brooke Peck's eyes. You got to watch her stick, because she will fake you out no matter where you're going. Had Lavelle going low, she goes top right corner, 8-1 here in the Watts.
Dylan, that was a good call as well. As a goalie, you cannot watch the eyes. You always have to know where it is, because when you look in the whites of the eyes, if they're going right, you anticipate them to go the opposite direction. Again, it's all about illusion. They do a great job with that. And here it is, the draw control here.
We've seen Brooke Peck all season. She's one of the premier goal scorers on Youngstown State, and even in the Mid-American Conference. She knows how to put the ball in the back of the cage. And just a sophomore, her game is going to explode next season at that junior level, the upperclassman level. She is in for a great career the rest of her time here at YSU.
Well, here's Grace Rund again.
And looks like YSU is going to get another one. Ground ball still scrapping for it.
Well, Boblatin for UDM, they're trying to go in there and get it, but
looks like it's going to go in the way of Detroit Mercy, so they'll finally get themselves an offensive possession, down 7 goals early in the second quarter.
Maddie Cam for the Titans there. Saw her on the far side, look to try and set a good position, but defense just working against, whether it's Grotenthaler you see there or Bustamante working inside. It's just been a very tough day for the Titans here.
Yeah, in more ways than one, John. It's just not been their day. Offensively, defensively, ground ball pickups, turnovers, draw controls. Youngstown State has controlled. As Playboy Cardi would say, a whole lot of red.
Yeah, absolutely, but
more defense.
White jerseys you'll see here for Youngstown State running up the middle here, and the speed has really proven.
Yeah, that was a great clear by Flanagan. She gets that into attack position, and now Kreitz are going to look to find a teammate. It's going to be Peck.
On the passing here today, just really looking stellar for YSU, and you can see it. They're working as a team, a well-oiled machine. And
that is a great way to put it, Jonathan. They're a well-oiled machine right now. Executing that game plan, they were fed the game plan, and they have done exactly what they need to in this matchup to get themselves into an 8-1 advantage.
So Grace Rund working against Jarvis here. Brooke Peck now gets it to Cox. Looking for a lane. Defense again off the back step. Rena Cox, Youngstown State again. Add yet another goal here. Youngstown State 9-1.
And what a way to get your second goal on the day, Lena Cox.
That's number 21 for Cox now on this season. And there it is in the stat sheet. And with a goal by Lena Cox, we're going to take a break here. Youngstown State 9-1 over the Titans. We'll be right back. And what a game it's been so far for Lena Cox here. How about it? Goal number 21 for her. And when you look at it on the stat sheet, she has really found her groove here. 1 assist, 2 goals for her, 3 points already. She has really proven herself here for Youngstown State, as well as Brooke Peck. 4 is her season high as well as career. She already has a hat trick in just the second quarter here.
Yeah, if they keep playing at this pace, Brooke Peck's going to break some records. And I'm not talking personal records. I'm talking school records, program records. She has been spectacular today. As you mentioned, John, Lena Cox has been as well. Two of the highest highest point scorers on the team. Lena Cox knows how to find her teammates, and Brooke Peck knows how to find the back of the net. It's been a great start for Youngstown State. I mean, nearly perfect. It's been exactly what they wanted to do coming into it. So now, can they build upon that with another draw control? I'm going to say yes, and Lena Cox has it in the fast break. That's never a good sign for an opposing team. We've seen it already here today.
It's not, and with her speed and size as well, it is so hard to try and really generate a defensive game plan against her, as well as some of these other players on this team, whether it be Benzinger, you saw her on the far side, and now even Mary Gasper in that mix, who has already a goal here in this game. It's just a lot of different players have just found themselves in the game plan here. Here's Benzinger there.
Nice
but
play.
Lavelle, you saw there, and
I believe it will stay here. It'll be at the 12-meter fan rather than the 8-meter fan, so YSU will just regain possession. Under 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. Just a near perfect start.
Cox now again.
There goes Peck looking for number 4.
And there's the signal there. Looking to see, but so far, referees here will talk it over.
Could be a technical issue, maybe? Didn't look like anybody was getting pointed out for a foul.
No, I think you're absolutely right. Maybe something that way, potentially.
Could be a clock issue, scoreboard issue, something or other. Either way, just going to resume play.
So a foul actually on Sophie Davis for the Titans is what the call was. Benzinger, nice move, a little bit too high, still keeps it. You saw Detroit Mercy there try and cause a turnover there. Maddie Cam.
Great control there by Benzinger. And that is going to be a free position opportunity for one of the best goal scorers on the squad. Lena Cox going to look to get the Gwins to double-digit goals at 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. And now, John, you hear outside why we're here in the Watts.
Yeah, you can hear that there's a thunderstorm rolling in here in Youngstown, Ohio, and it was very nice here early on. A little bit of rain, though, early this morning, but walked outside. A little bit over 73 degrees here, and we'll ride out some rain.
Hey, as long as everybody in here is safe and sound, we've got some lacrosse to play.
Absolutely. So under 10 now to play here in the second quarter. Detroit Mercy held scoreless here in the second. And when you look at that scoring column, 6-1, the advantage in the first. 3-0 now, the goose egg. Trying to eliminate it, and there it is. The Titans finally add a score here in the second quarter. It looks like it was Maddie Cam, number 27.
One of the senior leaders of this Titans team, getting themselves back in this one. Still a 7-goal disadvantage, but any goal helps.
Yeah, Dylan, you're absolutely right. She adds her 19th goal now of the season.
I believe we're going to take a timeout here on the field, but we'll stay here.
And we absolutely will. And when you look at the numbers here, 2 goal scorers now for the Titans, Libby Kuckler and Maddie Cam. Now for Youngstown State, a lot of different players have found really their way here in this contest. 5 different goal scorers. Uris Peck, Kreutzer has 2, as well as Cox and Mary Gasper as well. It's been a very team-oriented effort here.
Absolutely, and yet again, every goal scorer, sophomore or younger. Just been a spectacular game from Youngstown State, and it's been really a great year from the underclassmen. They've done great this season, getting goals in the back of the net. 12 shots on goal this game. That's only 3 saves for a great goalie like Lavelle. 7 draw controls leading the game. And they've done exactly what they needed. They've executed that game plan, won the draw controls, found the back of the net. They've had a solid game, John.
You can see there on your screen Penguins head coach Rob Harris here in his second season with Youngstown State University, and he's looking for his first conference win as the head coach of this program. We talked about it last conference win, April 22nd, 2023, which was against Detroit Mercy. So a little bit of deja vu leaking in here. But
well, I mean, Gwynn just might have their number, which does happen sometimes. I mean, you get an opponent that just knows you. You've had 6 meetings prior to today with this team. Youngstown State's led the all-time series. Could just be one of those matchups that Youngstown State knows how to win.
Dylan, you said it already. Youngstown State does have their number in the overall series here. Again, 4-2 is where it stands.
And Detroit Mercy last season got that second win, so that means heading into last year, YSU had a 4-1 advantage over Detroit Mercy. So Detroit Mercy obviously looking to equalize that or even that out here today, but Youngstown State came out firing, and it's led to a 7-goal advantage for the Penguins.
And they have been firing on all cylinders. 17 shots, 13 of which have landed on goal, as well as when you look at the Titans, only 8 shots, 5 of which are on goal for only 2 goals to show for it. How about that efficiency? 9 goals for Youngstown State with 13 shots on goal. I mean, it does not get any better than that. And 4 saves for Lavelle compared to 3 for Brooke Harper here today. So goalies already have been busy. 7 total saves here. Comes on this opening draw control after the media timeout. Grace Run was in there, but still gets it and collects it. You saw her.
Yeah, her and Grotenthaler, were trying to get that ground ball pickup, but Grace Run was the one who initially won the draw control, and she ended up with the ground ball pickup as well. So another offensive possession for Youngstown State, and that's what the draw controls have been creating, is those offensive possessions. And you can see no hurry from Youngstown State, looking for the right opportunity, taking most of the shot clock, taking down that time. 9-3 advantage on draw controls for YSU.
Well, that's a good way to really salt the clock away. I mean, win those offensive generation. I mean, that's how your offense really gets started, winning those draw controls. You see now the foul getting called there. And
looked like Kreutzer took a bump to the head there, and she'll get a free position opportunity. And she is so dangerous in situations like this with her big frame. And there you saw.
Looks like Vanessa Evans for the Titans.
Maddie Cam, I believe, was the one that might have made contact with the head.
Yeah, you're right. She'll get a yellow card.
And now Youngstown State will be a woman up. We'll see how long, though, if Kreutzer can sink this free position. It won't last long.
Kreutzer in there, soft touch, a little bit too far.
YSU will regain possession, but yeah, another good defensive play for Detroit Mercy, even a woman down.
Grotenthaler now. Cox looking for her inside, and she gets her. Just like that, Ava Kreutzer again.
And I believe
that's
up
her
here,
hat trick.
I believe up here in the booth, John, we say hats off to you.
Yeah, that's right, we have here so far.
Second hat trick of the day for the Penguins, Brooke Peck, and now Ava Kreutzer. And yet again, Chris Paul the Wemby. Another great pass from Lena Cox to Ava Kreutzer. And just executing the game plan to perfection. It's done exactly what they needed to. That 5'11 frame has got Kreutzer another hat trick on this season. And the Gwyn's second hat trick of the day. Double-digit goals, and we're not even halfway through the second quarter, John.
What an offensive effort, especially for these Penguins here today. I mean, you cannot script it any better than that. 2 players, Kreutzer and Brooke Peck, who now have a combined 6 goals. We look at Grotenthaler as one of those players, again, who know how to generate offense. But you forgot about the big 3 here this afternoon. Kreutzer, Peck, and Cox. Those 3 have really gone to work here.
And you've seen that transition. I mean, Grotenthaler, obviously one of the better players on this Gwyn's roster, and she will be next season as well. But Lena Cox literally flies under the radar often with teams. I mean, she doesn't score an entire amount of goals, but she has so many points to her name because of those assists. She's now got 4 points on the day, 2 goals, 2 assists, John. Now Detroit Mercy looking to finally cut into this deficit yet again, but it's back up to an 8-goal advantage, and it's looking a lot like that first quarter. It was 6-1 in favor of the Penguins, and now already 4-1 in favor of the Penguins in this second quarter.
Well, here's the Titans there going low, but a little off the mark there.
They'll keep possession. And I think Kugler needs to be a lot more involved in the offense. She really hasn't seen the ball a whole lot today, and another Bad pass.
Scooped
Peck
up
trying
by,
to
not scooped up yet, looking for it. Titans came in hot, going the other way now.
That was a nice ground ball pickup, sparking some transition offense. We'll see if Detroit Mercy can capitalize on it. And there was Kuckler trying to make a move, but Youngstown State's really denied.
See him just trying to really work and find anything. You saw Gabriana Vasquez in there.
Good look inside, but not making it easy.
No, absolutely not, and that's the game plan here for this Youngstown State defense. I mean, it's all about trying to make disruptions. Alyssa Jarvis now on the free position opportunity, looking to add a score for this Titans team, and that's a little high, but it looks like she was knocked down.
So it'll be another foul. This one might be a yellow card, and we'll see another free position opportunity, most likely for Jarvis.
And that was called on Tori Bustamante, and for this Penguins team, she has the most fouls on this team here so far. She had 34 coming in today, add another already. So
another
we'll see
great
now.
Defensive play by Youngstown State. Brooke Harper's playing spectacular in the final game of the season here at Youngstown State University. Great pass inside, and just another missed opportunity. Had the goal open, had Brooke Harper sweeping out a goal, just couldn't capitalize. And now Youngstown State another opportunity to extend this 8-goal lead. And if you want to extend it, that's usually who you get it to right there, especially in transition. Lena Cox.
Titans had no numbers back there, and you saw just a great save and effort there by Brooke Harper. I mean, Jarvis had nowhere to go. I mean, she was eliminated right from the step, and here it is now for Youngstown State, going to try and chew some clock as we head here under 6 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, and you have the time. I mean, you're up by 8 goals. Might as well tick some seconds off. Great look inside by Peck, but just not there that time. I believe YSU will retain possession.
And they will here, especially you saw Lena Cox try and make a good track down effort. Scoop up the ground ball, but it will actually go in the way of the Titans here because it did sail out because Youngstown State last touched it. Again, trying to cause some turnovers here, but potentially a little bit too aggressive. So that will stop and go the other way.
We are getting some wind here.
Yeah, you can hear
inside
it.
the Watts.
Feels a little bit like that tornado weather a little bit. You can feel the hot and cold. And Detroit Mercy here, there it is.
Speaking of hot
Alyssa
and
Jarvis being able to get on the board here. She had a lot of attempts and nothing to show for it. And there it is. Jarvis finally being able to get on the board here. Goal number 25 for her. Just went a little bit low because she knew she cannot beat Brooke Harper high. Change up really her play style, and that's what's working here for Jarvis.
And the Youngstown State's lead moves to 7 goals again. Just over 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Unassisted for Detroit Mercy, a little bit moving away from their play style, as you said, John, just trying to find something different that can actually work. And it has.
Well, 4-2 now is the offensive standstill in the second quarter. A little bit too high there by the Titans. Tried to make a play. They lose it. Youngstown State, that one's high, trying to field it.
Great recovery by Detroit Mercy. They easily could have had a turnover there, but instead get the ground ball pickup and retain possession.
Dylan, guess who it was there? That was Alyssa Jarvis. She went back, scored, and then went and won the draw control here for the Titans.
Nicely done. A woman of many hats. Trying to do it all here for her Titans.
And all season long, she has been that player when you look at it. 25 goals now, 1 assist, 43 total shots, as well as 50 total draw controls. And we talked about her being that bright spot in the draw controls. Now she's coming to life here. That one's inside. There's a wide open shot there for the Titans, and there it is. Looks like that was Leah Bodner for the Titans.
Yet again, doing everything they can, just trying to cut into this Penguins deficit, or this Penguins lead, excuse me. And they're doing it so far.
Yeah, there's Bodner's now. 20th goal for the season, assisted by Libby Kuckler. there's her name getting thrown around a little bit more. She was a little dormant there, but now she's starting to come to life here.
And that is bad news for the Penguins if she can get going, because that lead will dwindle quick. YSU still has the advantage in this period, 4-3, but no lead is safe in the game of lacrosse.
You're absolutely right, but how about this offense for Detroit Mercy, just going back-to-back, with one goal there by Jarvis, another by Bodner on the succession. But now almost 4 minutes to go here.
Another draw control won by Detroit Mercy, and now you can feel that confidence coming back to the Titans. Winning draw controls, getting themselves offensive possessions, moving into offensive scoring positions.
Well, if they score here, you're really going to start to feel that momentum shift. Lost it a little bit there, but that's good pressure really by Mackenzie Flanagan. She's applying it as much as she can here in the inside. Titans haven't lost it.
Tough pass to make and great recovery.
There it is, wide open, and there it is. Titans now, that is 3 straight for them. 4-4 now in the second quarter, and they're on fire, cutting into that deficit.
Yeah, the Titans are fighting back with a lot of will, and it's starting from those draw controls, John.
Alyssa Jarvis, yeah, there she is.
Absolutely, another great goal for her, and she has come alive. And they're going to call a timeout on the field.
But we'll stay here, and guess who that was assisted by? Libby Kuckler. There she is. She got that first assist on the in this match here, and now she got another one. She has that goal already. So there is your veteran leader. It's all about her coming in, making plays, being that one who really sets your teammates up. You can see when she's really firing on all cylinders, this is where this team starts to come to life here. 10-5 is where it stands.
And Youngstown State now defensively is wilted a little bit. Need to make sure that they lock up. And, I mean, really it's starting from those draw controls. Now Detroit Mercy with 6 on the day, just starting to gain those offensive possessions.
You can see her a little bit in there. That is first-year head coach Alexa Mata for the Titans. Originally joined the program as an assistant coach in the summer of 2024, but was promoted to head coach. 5-year stint as the head coach at Siena Heights, and as well as tallied 30 total wins, 18-13 mark in league play, as well as the WHAC conference. During her time, the Saints made back-to-back appearances in the NAIA tournament, had 14 all-conference selections, as well as an Offensive Player of the Year, as well as All-American and numerous academic accolades for a lot of those players on that team. She has really allowed this team now as a first-year head coach. You can just see her trying to talk everything over with her players here today.
Yeah, and she's trying to get this team to a tournament berth in her first season. That is not an easy feat. Just ask Coach Rob Harris. It's not easy in this Mid-American Conference. A gritty, tough conference to compete in. Looking for that third conference win here today is Detroit Mercy. But YSU looking to play spoiler late in the season.
There's nothing wrong with that, especially being that team that, a little bit of spoil, but Detroit Mercy, they're going to make it tough on the Penguins here. You saw them, especially that first quarter, second quarter as well, in the early going, that they were able to come in and make disruptions, make plays. Now, Detroit Mercy, you've seen Mata over there talking with her team. They're going to try and really turn this table as much as they can. You're going to see this tide start to shift here.
Yeah, YSU is definitely strongest on the offensive end, and that's what they're lacking with these draw controls. I mean, Detroit Mercy is starting to win a lot of these in succession. That's created a lot of offensive opportunities for Detroit Mercy, and now Youngstown State will finally get themselves into offensive position, try to get this lead back up to what it was.
Well, they needed to win those draw controls. Jarvis, again, was taking advantage of that. Too much for the Titans there, and that was benefiting them. You see where it is? They were really down by a lot, and now you can see they're only down by 5. 10-5 is where it stands. And Grace run now for Youngstown State. 2 defenders to beat. A little high there to Grotenthaler. Inside, back to run. A couple defenders, has to split the seam and high and over. And Grace run for Youngstown State. There it is. You can see her pointing.
She was pointing right at Grotenthaler because she gave her a spectacular setup. Grotenthaler went in, drew the double team, passed out of it, and had a free run to the goal. Made a nice move, found the top right of the goal, back of the cage, back to a 6-point lead.
I mean, once Grotenthaler won that draw control, you knew it was really over there because she had a wide open lane. Grace Run did a great job on the offensive end, doing a lot of different moves, whether it be a back pedal, a little shimmy inside, but she really beat out that defense. Now Youngstown State starting to add a little bit more to their lead. They led by a lot, and now you can see them 6-goal lead.
Yeah, and Youngstown State with Grotenthaler she just has so many shifty moves in her arsenal. And I think that draws a lot of attention from the defense. And that's why Rund was able to get such an open lane to the back of the cage.
So plenty of scoring here, 16 total goals here in this match. So if you like offensive level lacrosse, this is the game for you, especially here in just the first half. I mean, that is a lot of points.
Yeah, if Youngstown State keeps this pace up, they'd be on par for well over 20 goals in this game, and that is nearly unheard of or at least for them this season. It's been a great first half. Yet again, Grotenthaler drawing that double team, and there's Kreutzer. What a great save.
By Lavelle.
Yes, absolutely.
And the speed here by Jarvis. A nice move on the far side. Defensive numbers looking to get back, and there's the double team there. They lose it. Youngstown State going back the other way. Mackenzie Flanagan scooping it up there.
And Youngstown State unable to clear it. Jenna Cook couldn't handle that pass.
Just a little bit too much there, as you can hear the whistles, and this will allow the Titans to get reset here again. Double team, they lose it, hits the ground, allowing them to play advantage. Youngstown State, though, doesn't matter if you have a turnover or not, just get it right back.
A lot of possessions there. That was one heck of a sequence. A lot of players hitting the deck, couple of whistles, playing advantage the whole way through. That was an interesting sequence. I mean, either way, Youngstown State ends up with possession. And now in scoring opportunity once again.
I mean, I blinked my eyes and I missed 3 different plays.
Yes.
I mean, it went Youngstown State. Kuckler got the ground ball back the other way with a caused turnover. I mean, there's just a lot of different plays, and one's a little bit high. And
I'd be surprised if Brooke Peck doesn't see a shot opportunity on this possession.
oh, lost it there.
She gets fouled there, and she's going to have an opportunity right now.
You saw the Titans there, just a little bit too much contact there, and you see that they're trying to cause turnovers. Elect to go short here, gets it to Grace Rund and gets it to Cox. Wide open lane there, but just elects to just keep it here. Under a minute left to play here in the second.
Benzinger looking for a move, nice juke, but good recovery by the Titans.
Benzinger looking inside.
20 seconds on the shot clock, time to make a decision, but
oh, here's Grace Rund wide open, and she gets it for Youngstown State. And again, there it is, 12-5. Grace Rund now starting to come alive in this game.
and it seems like just a completely different team. I mean, last game, YSU scored 8 goals throughout all 4 quarters. We haven't even hit the end of the second quarter, and YSU at 12 goals now. Grace Rund back-to-back goals. Good on you, young lady.
That is 6 different players now for Youngstown State who have found the back of the cage, and how about that? Grace Rund just running away with it. 12-5 now. $12 goals for Youngstown State, marks the most goals in the first half this season.
Just a spectacular game plan coming in by Coach Rob Harris. It's worked to perfection, and it's got them to, as you said, John, the most goals in a half this season. Troy Mercy going to have one last opportunity with 30 seconds to go in the half. 6-4 advantage to YSU, back-to-back 6-goal quarters.
And there's the advantages there, just winning these draw controls and these ground balls. I mean, it's all about going again. A little bit hard there. Goes the other way, looking to see who the foul was on.
Youngstown State excited about it, so they might get another free position opportunity. It has been all Gwynn so far, John. They could get this lead back to 8 goals with this shot from Benzinger, the freshman from Mason, Ohio.
Foul was on Bello there for the Titans. Here's Benzinger here. That one high.
That
over
went
the cage.
way high. 3 seconds left going inside and just a little too high. That'll end the half.
And how about it, 12-5? Youngstown State has the most goals in a first half this season. And how about it, 6 in the first, 6 in the second? We have ourselves a game here. We'll be right back here only on the Penguin Sports Network. What a match to represent your seniors. 12-5, Youngstown State leads. But, of course, it's senior day here in Youngstown, Ohio, and we have to talk about some of our seniors before we jump in the statistical numbers here. We have to also shout out Mia Kuzale as well as Molly Sheridan. Of course, we have to give her family a shout-out to Molly's grandmother, Sheridan, on her 92nd birthday here today. Also, Molly would like to thank her family in Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C., in the nation's capital, of course, for all of their support over the past 4 years in Youngstown. And how about these statistical numbers here for YSU and the Titans? 24 total shots for YSU compared to the Titans' 15, 17 of which have been on goal here today, which is why they have been en route to 6 goals over the first and second quarter. How about an offensive effort for them? And Dylan here, can you talk about some of the other statistical numbers that you've seen transpire here in the first half?
Well, John, if you look at the right side of your screen, you see a lot bigger numbers than on the left side of your screen. YSU has just been dominating in a lot of categories. Draw controls, ground balls especially, 11-4 advantage for Youngstown State. And it's those little things that have gotten this lead so big. I mean, when you have an even game, you're usually going to end up even in most of these categories. Draw controls, ground balls, turnovers. But Detroit Mercy has just been, they've been really reeling a lot of the day. 7 turnovers, only 4 ground balls. They came back a lot on those draw controls in that one stretch of that second quarter where they scored 3 straight goals. But Youngstown State controls heavily in most categories. 17 shots on goal, as you said, to 11 from Detroit Mercy. That's 6 saves for Brooke Harper. That's over 50% save percentage on the day. So those goalies with Brooke Harper especially stepped up here today.
Dylan, you're absolutely right. And that was the big question mark, especially for Youngstown State. Which goalie is going to be able to step up? We talked about Liz Amos and how she is statistically one of the best goalies in the MAC, but even though she's only played 8 games, she does only have 10 goals allowed, and that's what has really made her that statistical leader. But see here today, just the goalie play, just stepping up, whether it be Lavelle as well as Brooke Harper, who has really redeemed herself here in this match, especially when you have 3 goalies on rotation. Brooke Harper here playing a lot of great minutes. But how about this offense? Has really been Kreitzer stepping up in a big way, and we've seen those little alley-oop passes. Dylan, you talked about it, whether it be Chris Paul to Victor Wembanyama, just that that it's really just finding those your big man to your facilitator. I mean, that's what wins those games. And you can see here, if you get the passing going, Youngstown State is going to have a great day here, and the Titans, the victor, wins the spoils. But we'll be back here. A lot more to talk about when we come back here in Youngstown, Ohio. with the final home conference game for Youngstown State, we have to talk about some of the what-ifs. If the season ended today in the Mid-American Conference, of course, the championships are May 1st with the semifinals and the championship round on May 3rd. Akron would get the #1 seed, followed by Robert Morris, Eastern Michigan, and Central Michigan. Of course, only the top 4 teams have the right to play in the postseason. And as of right now, there is a game going on in Moon Township, Pennsylvania, as Kent State is down by 2 over RMU, which you can see here. Detroit Mercy 2-2 and Kent State 1-3. If Kent State loses today, they would be mathematically eliminated. And Detroit Mercy, again, if they win here today, they would still be alive, barring a loss from Central Michigan. But if YSU here really spoils their season and Kent State goes on to win that game against RMU, that would also come down to if Youngstown State can win their final game against Kent State, and then therefore that would be 2 spoils that Youngstown State would be able to really enact, really making this May Madness really come underway here in the Mid-American Conference.
Yeah, they're trying to play spoiler here today, and they're going to be doing so next week as well against Kent State. We'll see if they can end their season on a good note against RMU and YSU, but if YSU plays like this, I'm not so sure. Great outing for the Gwins so far, and another great defensive possession, causing a turnover. Bustamante right in there, involved in the play.
Here again, third quarter. This is the second half. Youngstown State, they own the advantage. They want to try and salt this game away here, but Detroit Mercy, they have to build on their successes in that second quarter. Again, only had 1 goal, but 4 in the second quarter. It's all about building on that. You have the offensive scoring. Your defense can step up. You have to play to your strengths.
Definitely something to build on from that second quarter. We'll see if they can do so. But yeah, YSU just like I said, their game plan has been working, and they haven't lost any of their aggressiveness. I mean, they've come in, they still want to score goals. They have no interest in just letting the shot clock roll the whole way down. I mean, now they've moved into a more conservative game plan a little bit, but yeah, in that first half, they never lost one bit of their aggressiveness. They wanted to keep putting the ball in the back of the cage. They're like, as big as we can get this lead, we're going to do it. Now 20 seconds on the shot clock for the Gwins.
Brooke Peck to run there. Now Kreitzer has it.
I thought she was going to fire that away. She had the height advantage. I thought she might as well do it. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Got to move quickly here. We'll see what Kreitzer decides to do.
She's going to go for it. Looking for it. Cox has it. Trying to find someone. Gets it to the backside. Inside. Loses it. Cox regains it. Trying to rattle off a shot here. A little bit too far. Shot clock expires. And again, they have the right idea. I mean, salt that clock away as much as you can.
That
Utilize
was,
that
90 seconds of the third quarter already gone. So, right, you don't want to get too conservative because that's when you end up giving up a lot of goals. But, yeah, I mean, if you have the time, you may as well use it. You have a 7-goal advantage. Just can't get lazy. Conservative and lazy are definitely 2 different things. And the Gwins cannot allow themselves to get comfortable.
Well, yeah, Dylan, it's 2 sides of the penny, as they would say. It's really one side being conservative and one being lazy. I mean, you're absolutely right. It's all just about playing to what you know, and again, just playing really smart lacrosse.
Another great turnover by Youngstown State, by Youngstown State, and Detroit Mercy just doesn't really have any momentum right now. It seems like every time they touch the ball, it just ends up going the other way. And speaking of going the other way, pass a little too high for Mary Gasper.
Again, only a freshman, and she just recently started getting slotted into this lineup, and you can just see, again, it's all about learning and trying to figure out, if you're going to try and pass it where you are trying to go, whether it be too high, too low. It's all about growing pains. And again, going into your sophomore season or your freshman season, you talk about how moving up from the high school level to the NCAA Division I level or even 2 or 3, the college level is a lot different than it is at the high school level. That one, again, a little bit too high, but Detroit Mercy, they're going to field it back into play here. Trying to look for a score, but looking tough here. Bodner has it. Far side, 2 defenders, though. Benzinger staying tall. Flanagan was there. But there it is, Youngstown State now Oh, they lose it, trying to scoop it back up.
Yeah, that was good recovery by Detroit Mercy. They got Sheridan in a bad position, got her 3-on-1, and ground ball pickup keeps it here with Detroit Mercy.
I mean, it's so tough to try and field it and keep it cradled. I mean, especially when you have 3 defenders crashing on you like that, it's
John,
tough.
I know I couldn't. That's why I'm up here in the booth. If I was down there, I'd be getting beat up.
Well, there is a reason why we're both up here. I'd be in the same situation as well, but you can see just how much physicality it is, especially in the Mid-American Conference. It doesn't matter what sport you're playing. It looked like it went in there for the Titans, and it did. And there it is, and it looks like it was Alyssa Jarvis again for the Titans, and she is just really putting this team on her back. And that was assisted by Bodner now, and that's goal number 27 for Alyssa Jarvis, who owns the sole possession for goal leader for Detroit Mercy, and she has a hat trick in this game. You can see that really veteran leader just...
Yeah, and she is one of the main reasons that this team is still alive in this game and in this playoff race. I mean, she has done everything she can to help this team, and they're not out of it yet, but still down 6 goals early in this third quarter, needing her and other teammates to step up here today.
Well, I mean, when you look at her, especially statistically, right? She has 8 shots, 7 of which have landed on goal, 3 goals to show for it, as well as 2 draw controls, 1 ground ball. I mean, she's been really trying to do everything defensively and offensively, but she has really had no help here. But again, only down by 6 now, climbing back here in the third, almost under 10. And here it is, Youngstown State going the other way, looking to add another goal here. Bustamante working.
And I think that's when Youngstown State is at their best, is when they are trying to score goals actively. You know, that conservative play style doesn't really fit the Gwins, I don't think. So I think the more that they try to just score goals at will, I think the better they'll be. And why not try to go for 20 goals? That would be awesome. I mean, why not? If you can get 2-0 on the board, pretty impressive.
I mean, absolutely. You can see here a little bit too much there by Gwen Bogash.
Yeah, just another turnover for Youngstown State, unforced there. And a great clear by Detroit Mercy. They're trying to cut into this deficit.
She's just running with it, and that's Katie Bello for the Titans. Out in front here, and you're going to see some reinforcements come in as well. They're going to try and generate some offense here. It's really just been a tough time. You can see this defensive coverage that Youngstown State have really found themselves in. Just really spread yourselves out. Don't allow anyone to get inside of the fan there, especially when you have the crease in the numbers back there. I mean, it's going to be tough, but Titans now have to work against these defenders and find open lanes. Again, they have almost 60 assists now on the season. They have to play to that, find wide open numbers and lanes, but why should they have closed them off here?
Absolutely not letting anything easy get through, and that's what's been so tough
today.
And
there it is for the Titans. Claiming it back in, and guess who? Alyssa Jarvis yet again.
Number 4 on the day, John. She is doing everything. She's trying to wear all hats right now for this Detroit Mercy squad.
Well, there's Libby Kuckler as well with the assist, third of the day for her, and she just went to work, both of them. And, of course, Titans now starting to cut in this lead. We'll be right back here in Youngstown, Ohio. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. The Titans lead 2-0 here in the third quarter, 12-7, as they're trying to mount themselves a comeback, especially with Alyssa Jarvis, the junior midfielder, 5'3". She has really gone to work here. She has 4, which that was set against Lindenwood, and her career in season high was set against Akron on March 30th of this year, and 1 more goal, that ties it, but 2. I mean, she's trying to put this team on her back as a junior. It's all about playing at that veteran level. Put that team on your back. It doesn't matter. They would love for you to add a lot more point total. Therefore, that allows them to get that cushion here.
And I think that it's been working. I mean, getting the ball to Jarvis and letting her go to work as one of those captains at the junior level, it's been working. Junior from Woodinville, she has been great today. And I think if the offense runs through her, we could definitely have a game on our hands. And it starts right here with these draw controls.
I mean, they really have to start winning them here, and we'll see where this one goes. It might go in favor of the Titans, but we'll see initially. Maybe
looks like Benzinger, looks like Grotenthaler picked that up, so it'll be Penguins basketball? My head's stuck in the NBA playoffs, excuse me. I'm surprised to see that Peck hasn't got more involved in the offense in the second half. She is, with that hat trick in the first half, I figured she would have at least tied that season high at 4 by now, but the offense has been coming from other places.
Well, there's Grace Run again. Dylan, you're absolutely right. She won that ground ball there, and it comes again with trying to win those really small battles in the trenches. Lena Cox now trying beat out the defender inside. No lanes here. This defense for the Titans has stepped up. There it is by Grotenthaler. Pushed down, though, free position as she was hit very hard. Actually, they're not going to call it. They're going to play advantage. Titans going to go the other way. Scoops it up, looking for numbers.
They might have it, John.
They might. They had to field it very quickly. There's Jarvis again. Oh, she loses it, but knocked down there, and there's the signal.
Yeah, she'll have a free position here for sure.
Just watch this play here. Just 3 different defenders. Bustamante in there, but again, just the one that initially really got that contact was Stahl for Youngstown State. Jarvis elects to go short, gets it to Ponder. Again, Penguins trying to eliminate some of these lanes here. Done a great job already. Which is why they're just trying to just force this defense to just pass it. Allows to salt the time off the clock.
Yep, and Detroit Mercy right now with a 2-0 advantage in the second quarter, doing everything they can to salt this lead away. 5 goals is not safe by any means in any game, especially in this conference.
And here's another free position opportunity here. Jada Jensen for the Titans, freshman attacker. She's had a great season as well as for a freshman. This team very senior heavy. And there's the great play by Youngstown State.
Jenna Cook.
Haven't really called her name a lot here, but when it comes time to play, yeah, for sure. She steps up in a big way. Kreitzer here trying to beat out the defense. Yellow card, though, will be called.
And I believe Kreitzer's going to have herself at a free position opportunity, and with her stature, that's dangerous.
And Kreitzer, one of those players, if you're the Titans, makes you a little nervous. She knows how to get these shots, especially going against Lavelle, her bigger frame. Looks for the cut, can't get it.
Yet again, that conservative play style is coming back.
The foul was on Sophie Davis for the Titans. Grotenthaler now has it. Gets it to Cox.
Nope.
Watch her here, especially when she knows that the defender is on the far side. She'll be able to really weave her out and get in there, but nothing here. There's the signal.
Thought that might have been an offensive foul, but instead it'll stay here. I believe it's going to be a free position.
And that's okay for Youngstown State. This allows you to really get back into your offensive groove. You were dormant a little bit there. The Titans are starting to creep back a little bit. You want to try and get a little bit more cushion, but for the Titans here, this defense has to try and get in there. You can see on the far side, one of the Titans are lining up to try and intercept that if they can.
I'm curious if Youngstown State will go for the goal here.
They did. And there it is. Mia Uris for Youngstown State helping with this lead here. 13-7 is where it stands.
Another goal for Mia Uris, another sophomore on the board for Youngstown State. Every goal scorer today, sophomore or lower. No surprise here as Youngstown State gets all the way up to 13 on the board, just over halfway through the third quarter.
Well, that's Uris's 9th goal now of the season, but it doesn't matter if it's senior day here today. Let's celebrate our underclassmen a little bit, especially last home game of the season. There's a lot to really jubilate about when you look at it.
If they're the ones scoring, I mean, why not? I mean, there's no reason to force it to the seniors. Coosdale and Sheridan have played their fair share. They've done their part. Now it's time for the underclassmen to take over and make this program and to take the program to the next level.
Well, it's not about your contribution on the field. It's about what you do behind closed doors in that locker room, whether being that leader, really being those captains who allow your team to really show them how to be the best possible player you can. And you've seen it, those veterans help your underclassmen develop, and that's the key to any team.
Absolutely.
So here's the call here, going in favor of the Titans. Again, giving up that goal, and they're going to try and add another one, but Youngstown State here, Grace Runn has it, loses it again. And we've seen that time and time again. It's all about these quick plays in transition.
Those plays where you blink and it's over. It's going the other way.
Well, Alyssa Jarvis was initially credited with it. See here, Sophie Davis, senior defender, talking it over to make sure everything is okay here before we resume play. Under 6 minutes now in the third. 2-1, Detroit Mercy owns the goal advantage here in the third.
And that's what they're going to have to do. You can't get all 6 goals back at once. Just going to have to
really chip away. I mean, that's what you have to do. I mean, win those battles you know you can win, whether it be, it starts with the draw controls. Win those ones that allows you to come in. Also a yellow card on Coosdale will allow the player up power play here for the Titans.
Dangerous opportunity for them.
Oh, and there it is there. The Titans had a goal. And it looks like,
I believe it was Jarvis yet again. Tying a career high here today.
And it was Jarvis. Just look at her fit that one in there. She ties it now. It was originally set against Akron March 30th, and now she sets it here. One more goal will set a career high for Alyssa Jarvis, who again, goal number 29. She's looking for her 30th of the season.
I'm going to go out on a limb, John, and say she gets that career high here today. Looking for goal number 30. She's already got 5 goals. We're not even done with the third quarter. She's been spectacular in this game. She deserves that career high here today. She's done everything.
I mean, she has really put this offensive scoring on her back here today. I mean, we talked about Kuckler coming into it. Those two were tied. She goes in and scores first, and then Alyssa Jarvis just puts the team on her back and runs away with it. 5 goals now for her. I mean, the Titans, if you're head coach Mata, you have to be proud of that junior leader here.
Yeah, they've fought valiantly here and still only down 5 goals. Plenty of time left for them to get back into this thing and get that third MAC win. Youngstown State needs to play a lot more aggressive here at the end of this third and into the fourth quarter if they want to play spoiler.
And that was too high there. You can see the frustration by Jarvis, just a little bit too high. You saw her slam her stick on the field there, just a little bit too much, and she knew it as well. Grotenthaler now trying to get the passing going. We'll get it to Uris on the far end, and again puts the stick up, tries to cause the turnover, but can't. Separation now. And now you're going to look for them to try and salt this clock away here and get it under 4 here in the third. 3-1 advantage. Titans have it. see a whole lot of different effort here for the Penguins. It's very interesting to see their game plan really switch here. It went from offensive attack to really just try and salt the defense away, but at times it has really came back to really haunt them in some successions. But
yeah, only one goal in this second quarter to show for it, and they've allowed 3 from Detroit Mercy. That aggressive play style at the beginning was what got them into that huge 8-point lead, or 8-goal lead, excuse me. And now sitting at just 5, still a solid lead, but they've got to get themselves back into this one.
There's Uris now. Under 20 to go on the shot clock. Grace Run gets it for Youngstown State. And how about that? Adding another goal now to this lead. And it made you nervous a little bit that the Titans were coming back. But again, still a lot of time to play. Watch Uris just get it to Grace Run. Beats out the defender, goes inside, just underneath Lavelle. And
yeah, beautiful move by Run to get herself a hat trick here today. The 3rd hat trick for the Penguins. Unassisted there, but it was a great setup by Uris. John, I agree with you. But a great run by Grace Run.
Absolutely right. And when you look at it, I mean, 3 different players have combined for 9 total goals. I mean, that is a huge bulk of your offensive scoring to really be put on those 3 players' backs. I mean, you have to give them kudos where it is due.
Kreitzer, Run, and Peck all with hat tricks here today. Still not even done with the 3rd quarter. Any one of them could have their 4th goal of the day.
And again, the match high is Alyssa Jarvis with 5.
Tying her career high, John.
Again, final home game of the season. A lot of players look to make a lot of noise. Jarvis again wins that draw control, and you're going to see her try and run to the back of the cage here.
That draw control is really evened out. 13-11 now in this game. It's been a lot different here in the second half. Youngstown State's defense has played pretty solid. Still only have allowed 3 goals in this period, but the draw controls have definitely favored more toward Detroit Mercy this second half, and that's given them a lot more offensive possessions and taking them away from Youngstown State.
Oh, here's Jarvis again. She's looking for her 6th. She can't get it there. Brooke Harper.
Excuse me, Brooke Harper will control, yes.
And Youngstown State with these ground balls, 15-6, now 16-6 is where it stands. That is a 10 ground ball advantage in this match here, and that has really been an issue, whether it be last season they struggled in ground balls, earlier in the season they struggled as well, and even the last 5 games, and now in this one, they have really been able to get that margin where they wanted to all season long.
Yeah, I mean, you've got athletes like Jenna Cook, Grace Rund, even Katie Grotenthaler to a degree. I mean, all great athletes that can just go get those ground balls. And they've done it here today. They've just executed their job, and that's what they've needed.
Well, Bustamante leads this match in ground balls with 5.
Great on defense. That makes sense, John. She is everywhere on the field at all times. What
Talking
a
about
shot!
Being everywhere all at once. How about that play there?
That looked like a fadeaway jumper from Katie Grotenthaler there. Sent that thing from right about the 8-meter fan.
Well, we were waiting to call her
contact.
name. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, all game long she has been in there, but now 38th goal now on the season for Katie Grotenthaler, who went to work for this Youngstown State offense, 15-8 now, and we're all tied up here in the offensive scoring category in the 3rd, 3-3. Titans held the advantage early on, 3-1. Youngstown State went back 2 goals in succession, and here it is, back up 15-8. Almost under 2 to go in the 3rd here. Dylan, so far, what have you seen from both of these teams, especially Detroit Mercy? How can they come back? And Youngstown State, how do they keep this lead and even add a little bit more insult to injury?
As for Detroit Mercy, I think it starts right here with these draw controls. They've done well. They've given themselves offensive possessions, and I think they need to pass the ball. I think that's their game plan. They need to pass the ball more. They've done it all season. They've done it well. I think they need to pass the ball to Alyssa Jarvis. She's been spectacular here today, as they'll win this draw control most likely. They do. As for Youngstown State, the aggressive play is what gets them on the board. Their defense can falter at times, but if that offense is too overpowered, it's just a matter of literally scoring more than the other team. And they've done that so far today, and I think when Youngstown State shoots aggressive and early in the shot clock catches the defense off guard, that's when they're at their best. And they've shown it here today. Last couple of goals have been early in the shot clock. They've gone quickly, caught that Titan defense off guard. And now they lead by 7 yet again with a minute and a half to go in the third.
And here's Detroit Mercy here looking for it. One of those other players that have stepped up in a big way. 5 draw controls. Leah Bodner just playing at a huge level. You saw her there. Lost it. Tori Bustamante now. No numbers back for the Titans. Wide open here. Kreitzer's up in front, though, on the far end. She gets it in. Lena Cox, though, has one defender to beat out. Looking for the inside move. Can't get it. Defense playing at a strong level here for the Titans.
Just couldn't get that edge. Lena Cox looking in. Rosenthal looking for back-to-back.
And she gets
goals.
it. And just like that, we didn't call her here in the first 3 quarters, but now towards the end here, there she is. 2 goals now, and that is yet another goal for her on the season. 39. She's looking for her 40th of the season here so far, and you can see the swagger on Grotenthaler here.
She's averaging 40. Sorry. Either way, Grotenthaler coming in hot here in the third quarter, the end of the third quarter, I should say, under a minute now. And, you know, when you have an athlete like that, she's going to get hers. I mean, she has been spectacular goal scoring all season. And though we haven't called her name today, that doesn't mean she isn't going to get her goals this game.
So she is now top 3 in the Mid-American Conference. When you look at some of the best goal scorers in the MAC, that's Mackenzie Blackwell as well as Sienna Hinchcliffe of Akron. Katie Grotenthaler is really getting closely behind. She has Sienna Hinchcliffe to beat at 43. 4 more to go, and she'll be able to get in top 2.
And by the end of the season, she could easily get there, but her opponents are not super easy to go against. The Mid-American Conference, tough conference. And a tough fight for this ground ball, and Youngstown State couldn't corral it, and it's going to go the other way. Great defense by Detroit Mercy. That was a real scrap for the ball there.
We saw Claire Benzinger in there. She was just really getting nitty-gritty in there with a very tough team who loves to try and get those ground balls towards the end there. And it's a little bit too much. And there's Alyssa Jarvis there on the far side. Has to cut the defenders here, but will elect to pass back if she can. Cuts through. Tries to find some reinforcements. But
if Detroit Mercy wants any chance of a win, I think the ball needs to go to
Jarvis.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Tuckler, too, when you think about it. And there's Brooke Harper there. She can't lose it, though, because the goal would be open.
Came way out of goal and swiped it. That's the aggressive play that Youngstown State was missing all season, I think. And Brooke Harper having a spectacular game here today, really. I mean, just great job on her part. Now causing turnovers, too, and that pass just a little high. But it'll end the third quarter with an 8-point advantage yet again for Youngstown.
And a play by Brooke Harper. You can hear that bench roaring. 16-8 is where it stands. And, of course, it's senior day here in Youngstown, Ohio. We'll be right back when we return, only on the Penguin Sports Network. Fourth quarter here underway. 16-8 is where it stands. And What an offensive effort by Youngstown State. 4-3, they were able to corral their advantage in the offensive scoring numbers, and here it is. Final quarter now of this match. A lot riding on it. Dylan, what have you seen here so far? And talk about some of the ups and downs and even what will happen here today if either team is able to pull off a victory.
Well, I mean, for Youngstown State, it's a big morale boost for them. It'll be their first conference win in almost 2 years. Last time, of course, was against Detroit Mercy. And Detroit Mercy, that puts them at a big disadvantage in the playoff race. So Youngstown State definitely looking to play spoiler. Detroit Mercy, kind of a lot riding on the line. They need a program high in goals in a quarter here to score or to get this to even at this point. Youngstown, and they can't allow any scores by Youngstown State, but Grace Run playing great on those draw controls, keeping that advantage for Youngstown State. And this game has been all Gwynns so far here today, John.
I mean, you really have to think about it in baseball terms, right? You have your starting pitchers out there, you bring in your relievers, but when it comes to that 9th or 10th inning, you try and close it out, you have to have your relievers come in, and your closing pitcher, you'll see it right here. That's what they're going to try and do. Salt this one away, just pass it. They won't score if the lane is not there, and you've seen it already. Just pass it and elect to go, but if it's wide open, they'll take the shot.
Yeah, not really any reason to rush now. I mean, in that last quarter, Detroit Mercy kind of made a comeback attempt, and then as soon as Detroit Mercy got it within 5 goals, Youngstown State said, "Okay, we're gonna go back on the attack here and make sure this doesn't get any closer." And it absolutely did. And now Youngstown State, it would be pretty impressive if Youngstown State took 90 seconds off the clock every time they had the ball, and Detroit Mercy was still able to score 8 goals this quarter, especially the way Youngstown State's defense has been playing.
I mean, they could definitely do it too, and that comes with coaching, especially Coach Harris as well. It's all about salting the clock away, but the Titans here, they're going to make it hard as they strike here. What a play.
That was a great pass. I believe that was from Kuckler inside.
And I think it was to Jada Jensen. Looks like number 13, but we'll see initially who it was, and it was Jada Jensen.
A spectacular pass from Kuckler right in the shooting pocket.
That is her 4th assist in this match alone, and Kuckler, usually she likes to get in that goal category, right? Came in as one of the best goal scorers on the team. You see Alyssa Jensen take that crown, but the assist totals going to her here. She came in with 12, now she adds 4. That is 16 now on the season.
One of the better passers in the MAC. You've seen it here today.
Well, it's all about being a facilitator. It's all about that vision on the field, and she has that. 16-9, Detroit Mercy going to try and cut into this deficit as much as they can.
And that one might be a foul on Detroit Mercy. It looked like Rund lost her face gear, so it seemed like there was some kind of contact there with the Titans, and now Youngstown State can yet again start dwindling this clock.
Katie Grotenthaler had it on that one. She was awarded with it. Lena Cox now. Again, they want to just try and salt this away and get the shot clock to as low as it can go without causing a violation.
You can see just a lot of passing outside the perimeter. Lena Cox looking inside. She might have a goal opportunity.
There it is. She strikes yet again for Youngstown State. It's number 4.
4 for 4, John.
That's right.
Ain't it fantastic?
Well, the greatest part about Cox's game is all about either A, trying to get it to her teammate, or B, going in there to score. And she just found the right opportunity, went in there, and did it.
So now the fourth Penguin with a hat trick here today.
Oh, you're right. I thought she had goal number 4. You're right. So that is 4
hat tricks.
Yes, absolutely.
Either way, we still got a 4 for 4. Lena Cox 4th hat trick. Lena Cox is the 4th hat trick of the Penguins today. There's always an opportunity to fit a 4 in there, and it was a great goal nonetheless.
Oh, there's been so much offensive scoring, I lost track of who had what. I mean, that's just how it's been, especially when you have 12 goals now between 4 different players. That just shows you how much of a tremendous offensive effort it really has been. You start out with the most goals this season in a first half, then you come out in the second half, you stutter a little bit against the Titans now here in the 4th quarter, you come out 1-1, you expect a battle towards the end, And here it is. All comes with this draw control here and who can win this.
Yeah, and it's become quickly Youngstown State knows how to win this type of game. So that looks like it moves Lena Cox into 5th all-time in program history with career goal number 47. So top 5 for her. In another incredible career, just her sophomore season, already top 5 in program history. She's sure to eclipse top 3 next season in her junior and senior seasons, I should say.
I mean, despite the Penguins' record, although it's 5-8 as of now, there's been a lot of bright spots, career highs, program news, and when you look at it, they're top 45 in the NCAA in offensive scoring. They're one of those teams, again, who they know how to score, and when you're up against some of the teams like John Hopkins and someone like your Oregon, Cincinnati, those that score just as much as you, that is a great feel-good moment despite your record.
There is so much to build on this season for Youngstown State, and despite their record this season, as you said, John, only 5-8, but I mean, 5-8 is 5 more wins than last season. This has been an improvement. They've done what they needed to this season. They have, I don't know if they've exceeded expectations. I'm not sure what expectations were. They were picked to finish last in the MAC, and that's where they sit right now. Could improve on it later in the season. Got an opportunity here.
This is Allie Garrett, free position.
One of those late bloomers this season who's done well. No hurry from Youngstown State. They're going to take this one out, 35 seconds on the shot clock.
There was a foul on Alyssa Jarvis. Yeah, there was. There was one on 2 players actually for the Titans, one on Hook and then as well as Clamo. There it is. Youngstown State. And she adds yet another one to her total here today. That is goal number 40.
Smooth criminal strikes again. And now how many hat tricks do we have on Youngstown State's side? That is the 5th. Grotenthaler, Cox, Kreitzer, Rund, and Peck, all with hat tricks here today. I can't even keep my hat on because I'm taking it off so much.
Dylan, that is a program record for the most hat tricks in a game for Youngstown State. That is now 15 different goals between 5 players. I mean, that is an insane amount. You can see ref talking it over with Grotenthaler.
Her stick,
maybe
it looked like it broke, but I'm not sure what they want to do regarding the goal scored.
I think they're just going to leave it the way it is. It's not like it was an illegal use or anything like that.
Yeah, we haven't gotten any word of anything, but well, it might come off the board, John, because it looks like Detroit Mercy is setting up for an offensive or a clear opportunity here down at this end.
Well, it just depends here exactly where it was. It's the contact there that they might get a little nervous about. But nonetheless, it will count.
And it did not count. It looks like they brought it off the board. So and they just ruled it a turnover by Katie Grotenthaler. Interesting.
It was, and it was with, again, when that stick falls apart, you have that equipment malfunction. I mean, it makes sense in that category.
Absolutely. So. You can't just, can't just look past it.
The Titans now get a little breath of fresh air here after
easily
that play.
Yeah, it could have been their largest lead of the game for the Penguins, but instead we'll sit here at 8 still as they try to cut into it. Nice pass inside, just a little too high, and the senior Sheridan able to recover it and get the clear.
And for Sheridan, you got to be feeling good right now. Again, being a senior, last game at home here, and
she was looking to score that herself.
That's okay. We know she can. She's done it multiple occasions. There it is here on the backside, but call going to be made here.
Looks like it's going to be a timeout by Rob Harris.
As they take a timeout, so will we. Of course, a lot more to play here in the 4th quarter. We'll be right back. before we commence the remainder of the fourth quarter. Of course, we have to touch on the schedules real quick. Both teams have one more game left. After here, the Titans will return home to Detroit, Michigan against Central Michigan at Titan Field at noon on ESPN+. Of course, Youngstown State will round out its season on the road against Kent State University April 26th at 1 p.m. And for Kent State right now, where it stands, 7-5, RMU 5:55 to go there. So if RMU wins that, it'll be them and Akron that will really have that number 1 and number 2. But that final game of the season is really going to come down to who gets that number 1 seed.
Yeah, they should clinch them a playoff spot too, and RMU's had a good enough season to earn it. I mean, they're a good program. Lena Cox looking to score here again. Great save though by
Lavelle.
Lavelle.
Yeah. And here's Youngstown State was trying to come back.
Yeah, nearly a caused turnover, but instead they'll play advantage here. Maybe not.
Yeah, we'll see here initially what the call was. They'll still have it, though.
It's Jarvis. Kreitzer. That gave the opportunity for some subs to come in the game.
It was a green card as well on her. First card for her of the game. Titans now trying to get into double digits. Far side now looking for some more numbers. Again, you can see the signaling there on the far side, trying to find someone to set up. Jarvis trying to find some nice backpedal on the side, looking for it, loses it. Youngstown State, Grotenthaler scoops it, but can't. And there's the signal there. And will stay with the Titans.
Yeah, Grotenthaler not happy about that call. She was confused as to why. That was on her. Just a scrap for the ball, but it ended up getting called on the Gwins. So it'll stay here, as you said, John.
And here's the quick one there. Brooke Harper right off of her foot, though. But it looks like it's just a missed opportunity by Libby Kuckler. Only one goal here in this match, but a lot of assists, 4 assists already to show for it.
Yeah, she's been involved in this matchup in many, many ways. She usually is. I mean, she's one of the leaders of this Detroit Mercy squad. Just the junior level from Delaware, Ohio.
An Ohio native. We'll see here Libby Kuckler. She's very good on free position, but a great job by Brooke Harper there right off the stick. They didn't have to make too much play. 3 defenders, though. So Mackenzie Flanagan was in there.
Great save by Brooke Harper. She has played well above her level today. She has put this team in a great position to win. Trying to get Sheridan on the board, it looks like. You could hear her teammates really excited for her as she moved the ball down the field.
I mean, let's get the seniors involved. It is their day at the end, but signal. We'll see exactly where it's called. We'll stay with Youngstown State, though. Foul was on Katie Bello for the Titans.
Looks like Lena Cox going to have an opportunity here, but
she'll elect to go short here.
Yeah, she'll. Yep. No reason to rush and attempt a shot if you don't have to.
Yeah, you don't want to give the Titans more opportunities than they have.
Absolutely. And not saying you couldn't score a goal. I mean, you've done great at it all day. But no reason to if you don't have to.
Well, the defensive effort there by Bodner. I mean, it's just one-on-one inside, but there's the contact. Katie Bello there.
That's going to be a foul. That's going to be a yellow card on Bello, it looks like.
And it is. I mean, you saw, especially when you look back at that play, it was really Uris in there and Bello just going back and forth, getting scrappy. And you saw at the end of that, just Uris just push her right off. And again, conference play, it gets scrappy towards the end here, especially in the fourth quarter. Detroit Mercy's trying to stay alive in the playoffs. I mean, especially with RMU, if they win that game against Kent State, that still helps Detroit Mercy at the end of the day, but they would need some help from the rest of the Mid-American Conference.
Yeah, knocking Kent out of there is helpful to Detroit Mercy, regardless of the result here. That'll keep Kent at 1 conference win, and then the Penguins could pretty much clinch a playoff spot for Detroit Mercy with the win next week.
Yeah, and that would definitely be huge for RMU as well as Detroit Mercy. They wouldn't really have to worry too much about this one, but again, they have to worry about the final game, and there it is for the Penguins here. All the momentum you can hear from the bench.
Still aggressive defense,
well.
still playing to cause turnovers and make it tough on this Detroit Mercy squad, and they have done so. 8-point advantage has been stagnant throughout this entire fourth quarter, nearly the entire second half. Penguins have just played at a higher level here today. Kreutzer nearly got that one inside, but instead this one's going to go the other way. Great hustle by Allie Garrett.
Oh, and she's slow to get up there, but
yeah, it looks like she took a fall.
She did.
There's some of the photographers.
Well, thankfully got up there for Allie Garrett, but you can see favoring her knee a little bit.
I'm going to guess she'll come out of this one. And that's a tough sight at the end of the year, but at the same time, I mean, you're eliminated from the playoffs. I think players just putting everything they have on the line. Not really any, like I said, nothing to lose. Allie Garrett, one of those fiercer competitors on this team. She puts her heart and soul into it, as the rest of them do.
Lavelle now. You see Cox there trying to cause some turnovers. Got her stick in there. Don't want to cause a foul, though, because they will call that if you collide too much with the goalie. But Lavelle.
And there it was.
There it is, yeah.
The play advantage.
There it is, clears it out.
And that's going to be a turnover again for Youngstown State. Just physical defense. Not allowing Detroit Mercy any lanes. No easy clears for Detroit Mercy. No easy goals for Detroit Mercy.
They just can't piece it together here, but it's been the Penguins. They've been really the disruptors here. It's not a lot of mental errors. It's just a lot of this defense locking up that they were really missing here. If they were to play that, whether it be RMU, you saw against Akron, you lock up like this, it gets a little tougher for those teams that rely on those offensive attacks to do so. And the Titans, they have relied on their assist numbers. They haven't had it here, except for Kuckler, who has led that margin.
And Brooke Peck looking for her 4th goal of the game, but couldn't find it.
Working against the defense here on the far side, Uris. Now again, they're just going to really play keep away.
And no reason not to. 5.5 minutes. An 8-goal lead. They've nearly clinched it for themselves now. It's been a great run for Youngstown State. Rotenthaler trying to go inside and has a shot just far.
But it will be a call, though, for them, setting up good opportunity here for Lena Cox, who will regain it. That one's high and loses it.
Rund couldn't handle it and still on the ground, but fielded by Lavelle.
Yeah, and Lavelle, when you look at her, she's one of those players that you wouldn't really think would lead the team in ground balls, but she does. Came into this match with 42 as a goalkeeper. You don't really think about your goalkeeper as one of those players who go up and scoop ground balls, but she does. She's very vigilant and knows how to do that.
Impressive, and that's what keeps her named at the top of the MAC in goalkeepers. Great defense there. I believe that was Jenna Cook. One of the better all-purpose players on this lacrosse team for Youngstown State.
Well, that's what you want out of your midfielders, and that's what she's listed as. She knows how to play defense. She knows how to make offensive plays. She can switch to attacker, defense. And a lot, it doesn't matter if it's soccer, lacrosse, field hockey, you always want most out of your midfielders. They allow you to do almost everything.
It's like your small forward in basketball. They're the most versatile. They can do everything, offense, defense. The man or woman in the middle.
Well, there's the whistle there. So we'll see here, especially heading now under 4 minutes in this fourth quarter here, 17-9. Not a lot of offense here in this fourth quarter, though. Only 1 goal for each team here. First 3 quarters, though, were very exciting in that offensive category. Now it's all defense here in the fourth. There's Youngstown State, though, trying to scoop up the ground ball, but the Titans trying to get in their favor. You saw Mackenzie Flanagan in there. And again, more commotion now going on. Jada Jensen was in there. And there it is. Substitutions now will come in.
And I believe a green card's going to be dealt out to someone here.
Well, it was the shot clock violation by the Titans there. Defense just locking up in a big way. I mean, when you force that shot clock violation, you know that defense is playing the best they can.
And that's what Youngstown State's done all day, held Detroit Mercy under 10 goals, I'm sorry. And now, Youngstown State will be a player up here for 60 seconds.
And that green card was on Leah Bodner for the Titans.
We'll see how aggressive Youngstown State gets. I'm sure they don't need to, as Grothendauer just keeps it right around the 30-yard line. Not really any aggressiveness, and the Gwins don't need it. I believe there will be a timeout on the field.
Although they're going to take a timeout. We'll stay here, though. We have a lot to talk about as well. You can see Coach Harris here talking it over with the ref. It looks like he wasn't happy about something. You can really see him just talking it over. To maybe, again,
not sure what you're not super happy about, but then again, I'm up here, and that's why Coach Rob Harris is down there coaching a winning team right now. 17-9. It's been a great game for Youngstown State, looking for their first conference win since 2023.
April 22nd against the Titans.
Almost
Youngstown
2 years
State,
to the day.
It's found a lot of success against Detroit Mercy over the years. And now you look at the statistical numbers, and there's a lot of them, especially when you look at it. Youngstown State, 32 total shots, and a combined 55 total shots have been rattled off in this contest between both teams, although 24 shots on goal for the Penguins compared to 17, and the free position opportunities have been fruitful here. 12 total free position opportunities. Youngstown State leads 7-5. 21 total ground balls, though, for Youngstown State, which is why they lead this game 17-9. This defense stepping up in a crucial way. Doesn't matter if your offense is one of the best in the NCAA. Let's allow your defense to get in there and make some plays.
It's like grabbing a rebound, John. I mean, when you can lead the game in rebounds, that's what lets you get such a high advantage on the scoreboard. And that's what Youngstown State's done today. I mean, a huge advantage in ground balls, 21-8 in this contest. And it's helped them create a large advantage over Detroit Mercy here today.
And it really has. And when you look at Youngstown State as it is on senior day, putting up a lot of points, you look at how much they have put up this season. The season high is 19 against St. Francis, as well as 18 against Radford. So those are the two scores to beat. They have 17, which is the third most this season for the Penguins. And although they had a lot of troubles in MAC play, it's really great for them to see how much they've flourished here against the Titans. I mean, they fought back against adversity. You knew they were coming in here looking for that win in order to help them in Mid-American Conference standings. Again, every team wants that bragging rights to go to the championship round there in the semifinals on May 1st.
I mean, everybody wants an opportunity to go to the MAC championship and go compete for a spot in the NCAA tournament. For Detroit Mercy, that path just becomes a little harder now. And yeah, for Youngstown State, just so much to build on today. I mean, when you go look at the film of this game, there's just so much that you saw that worked out in their favor. They executed their game plan perfectly. They get a big win in conference play. Big morale boost for this program with a lot of underclassmen. Huge building block to next season.
Here it is now. The Penguins just going to salt this one away. If they have the opportunity, they will strike, though, because, again, trying to get it. Here's Brooke Peck again, and she gets it. Youngstown State, Brooke Peck. There it is. And how about that? Adding yet another one to her day.
4 goals on the day for Brooke Peck. Leading the game now officially unassisted yet again. Spectacular season for her. Another, again, more building blocks than next season. Offense is definitely going to go through Mrs. Peck in this one.
Well, I was waiting for you to call that, Dylan. I wasn't sure officially, but yes, that is her 4th one now. We talk about there were 5 separate players recording a hat trick for Youngstown State. Now she leads the team with 4 goals. Again, Jarvis still has that match high, 18-9, and here it is. They tie that season high in goals, which they set against Radford. Offense clicking.
It is, absolutely, and now you got the largest lead of the game as well. And win the draw control. It's been all Penguins. They've just done everything right today. Detroit Mercy got a lot to look at before their last contest of the season. They're going to need some help from Youngstown State and the rest of the MAC to keep themselves alive in that bracket race. Kent State losing to RMU will help as well for Detroit Mercy. Minute 45 to go in the contest. Grothendauer nearly got her 4th of the day, or excuse me, her 3rd of the day.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That would have been the 6th player with a hat trick. But the other bright spot, especially for Grothendauer, she has 8 draw controls in this match. I mean, you look at it, 3 shots on goal, 2 goals, 2 assists. I mean, just the numbers are there for her today, and it has just really been in her favor. And here's Youngstown State. Uris now. That one's inside. Are they going to call it? They are. Mia Uris. And there it is.
That is the 5th Penguin with a hat trick today. 3 for Uris, 4 for Peck, 3 for Rund, 3 for Kreitzer, 3 for Lena Cox. An insane offensive performance here. Looking to go get 20.
Well, Dylan, that would be the season high in goals. They tie yet another season high here, which they set against St. Francis, which was 19. And one more, that will be the highest. But you have to remember, 2 years ago, their last conference win, they won by 20 as well.
Yeah, and that's the last time they were here. Detroit Mercy was here on campus at Youngstown State. The Gwins put up 20 points on them, and they were looking to do it again. 1:14 to go in the 4th quarter. It doesn't look like Youngstown State has any sign of not scoring, so it's not super possible that we see 20 points put up here by the Gwins.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and especially the way they've been playing at such a high level here, and you have to give credit to them and how much they've really put into this match here today.
Youngstown State controls possession. It looks like that will end the game. Shot clock has less than the play clock, so we'll see. The game clock, excuse me. So under 60 seconds left in the contest. We'll see if Youngstown State tries to get that 20th goal.
Well, we'll see here, and again, they're going to try and gun for it. But again, a foul called here. When you look at it, especially here on senior day, a little bit of deja vu. I was reading a little bit this morning on the game notes, and every senior day, especially over since the last win on April 22nd, 2023 in the home finale, that game was also moved here inside of the Watts, and they went on to win that game on senior day. So a little bit of deja vu. Same thing happened here. Inclement weather moved us inside of the Watts. It is senior day, and it's against Detroit Mercy. So again, all of those things
in a very similar score
fashion
as well. YSU going to hold this one out and grab their first MAC win of the year.
So here it is here, and why not score? There's 20 for the season, and why not Molly Sheridan?
Happy senior day to you, Molly Sheridan, grabbing the 20th goal for the Gwins, and on senior day, putting the ball in the back of the cage. Well done for you, Molly Sheridan.
And way to go for her. Just watch this move right here underneath Lavelle, who has just had a tough day, and an even better one for the senior here. Adding to her senior day. This is all about you and these seniors. And that is the end of the match here. Youngstown State not only wins their first conference game since April 22nd, 2023, they also have a season high in goals in a game with 20-9 over Detroit Mercy, spoiling their season to try and get that Mid-American Conference berth in the tournament. A little bit tougher. Youngstown State here. This team is fired up.
Absolutely, and they have all the right to be, John. They played a spectacular game, came in, executed their game plan, had nothing to lose, and they put up 20 goals in their last game here in the Watts for the season. Last game here at Youngstown State for the season. And, of course, Molly Sheridan gets her glory on this campus. Senior day, she puts a goal on the board, gets the Penguins to 20, and ends with a huge victory here on Senior Day.
Well, that's 7 different players for Youngstown State with tremendous effort here that have scored. And when you look at it, the Titans, Alyssa Jarvis, she did as much as she could here today, but this Penguins offense just overwhelming the Titans in every single fashion. And, of course, it is Senior Day, and you can't script this, especially where it is, and especially for us that we're seniors. We get to celebrate our Senior Day by calling a win here on the campus of Youngstown State University. And again, for them down here and for us up here, it is bittersweet again because this is the final time that we get to call and play at home here. So again, feels fitting to really put that exclamation mark on a stellar season for everyone here involved.
Absolutely. It's been a great improvement for us up here in the booth and for Lacrosse on the field. They've seen ups and downs this season, but they're a gritty, hard-nosed team. I can't wait to watch this team for years to come. It's going to be sad that I'm not going to be up here in the booth with you, John, but I'll be watching nonetheless.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And when you look at just all of the tremendous effort, the celebration, the jubilation, the joy, just to be able to really a packed house here inside the Watts, to be able to get a win, especially for Coach Harris, his first conference win here for this program. I mean, he has to be feeling great here. Last year you went 0-16. Now you're able to turn this team around to 6-8, 1-4 in conference play. So really going from a losing season to being able to not only have a very good non-conference record, but to get a much-needed win in conference play to end the season here in front of a packed house in the Watts has to make you feel good as a coach, a team, and everyone else as well. And, of course, that marks the end of today's contest. And as the clock strikes 0, that will conclude the game. For Dylan Lux and our entire broadcast team, I'm John Ostapowicz saying so long from the Watts in Youngstown, Ohio, where the final score is 20-9. Youngstown State getting their first conference win of the season. Of course, all lacrosse matches airing on the YSU Athletics YouTube channel are archived in the live section of our page. And this has been a presentation of YSU Athletics.